Welcome back to the TwinSpires Jury. I'm Ashley Anderson here with James Scully for a shortened version of the jury with Darren out for the holidays. We're going to be talking our best bets and fades at Fairgrounds, Turfway Park, and Gulfstream Park. And if you're going to be betting with us this weekend, head to TwinSpires. We have a number of promos, including a 10 times the reward points at Turfway Park and Fairgrounds, a money back offer at Turfway Park, and the daily double down at Gulfstream Park. All right, with all that said, James, let's jump right into it. What's your best bet this week and where are you going to play that?
My best bet is number 7, Northern Invader in the Woodchopper Stakes at Fairgrounds on Saturday. I think this 3-year-old colt, this Woodchopper is a stake race for 3-year-olds who got a full field of 12. And I think Northern Invader is going to relish getting back to the turf for Cherie DeVaux. He made his first turf start in July, Northern Invader did, and he broke his maiden by 8 lengths impressively. Came back in the Secretariat, went right to that race next out, got off to a troubled start, steadied on the first turn. I'm willing to give him that race. He came back next time and rebounded with a very sharp victory, I thought, in the Giopani at Belmont. Cherie DeVaux switched him to dirt last time at Churchill Downs, and he didn't get away from the gate very well, trailed early in the race, but rallied to be a good second. He's more of an early presser, Northern Invader, so I think he's going to run a better race. I think he's going to relish getting back on the turf, be more prominently placed from the start, and prove best in the Woodchopper Stakes on Saturday. Ashley, who is your best bet?
So I'm going for a long shot here, James, and you can tell me if I'm way off here, but I've got my reasoning. I'm going number 7, Callie's Grit in race 9, the Pago Hop Stakes at Fairgrounds on Saturday. It's a 1-mile turf event for 3-year-old fillies, and the morning line favorite, Watch This Birdie, cutting back in distance, shipping to Fairgrounds, and I'm going to try to beat this filly here. And I like Callie's Grit. This is a 3-year-old by McLean's Music. She's dropping in class off a 4th in the Grade 3 Mrs. Revere. It was taken off the turf at Churchill, but 2 back, she wired a 1 3/16 mile allowance at Keeneland on the turf. I'm confident in her cutting back to a mile here. She's a need the lead type, and there's only one other true early pace setter type breaking from post 8. I think if Callie's Grit can get out front first, she can go gate to wire here. And Joe Sharp is winning at a 32% clip this meet. So I really like that win percentage there. And Jaime Torres is 5 for 12 paired with Sharp over the last 2 months. We've got a Sharp 5 furlong workout for Callie's Grid as well. So I see a lot of reasons to like this 12-1 price.
I like it. It's another big field of 12 3-year-old fillies entered in there. Real lukewarm morning line favorite. I thought number 3, Tufani, was perhaps the horse to beat off that race at Fairgrounds. But one thing's for certain, you referenced Callie Grit's allowance winning Keeneland 2 back. That was super sharp. I was out there that day, and she simply crushed them. She gets back to that effort. She's a serious contender for Joe Sharp, I thought.
Yeah, and she got a 92% net speed figure, which I think is tied for the fastest turf speed figure of the field. So if we get anything like that, I think she's got a real shot. Let's talk the horse we're fading at a short price. Who you got, James?
I'm going to fade number 6, O'Connor, in the Harlan's Holiday Stakes at Gulfstream Park on Saturday. O'Connor, he was a Chilean Horse of the Year in the winter, in the fall of 2021 into the spring of 2022. Came to the U.S. last year. And he did win his first race over allowance rivals, but his best races, Ashley, down in Chile and in America, have come at 9 furlongs, or at least a 1.125 mile distance. Comes off a real gutty 1 of 3 horse photo. Got a perfect setup in the 1.125 Fayette at Keeneland, and got up that day to beat a couple of decent rivals. But I don't see that same setup in the Harlan's Holiday. He's cutting back. O'Connor is a 1.16 distance. He finished 4th as a favorite in this race again. I think he'll be a lukewarm favorite in this race last year. I think he'll be a lukewarm favorite again this year. And I'm going to fade O'Connor for all win bets and multi-race wagers. What is your best fade of the weekend?
Yeah, I was going to say real quick, I agree with you. He's 1 for 4 at that distance of 1 1/16 of a mile, and 1 for 6 this season as a 6-year-old. So I definitely think there are other horses. I'm leaning gasoline for Todd Pletcher.
I like Octane on the front end, second start, Gene Antelucci, but he likes Gulfstream. I give him a big chance in there.
All right, I'm going to take it over to Turfway. For my fade, it's number 9, Fortin Hill at 7-2 in the Holiday Cheers Stakes. This is a 6 furlong stakes for 3-year-olds and up on all weather. And Fortin Hill is making his 5th start of the year as a 7-year-old. He won last out at Keeneland on dirt and an allowance optional claimer at 7 furlongs, but he needed that extra furlong to get up to win by a neck. His brisnet speed figure came back pretty big, a 101, but I'm concerned with the cutback in distance here. His wins this year came at 6.5 and 7 furlongs. Two back, he raced at 6 furlongs and he finished third by half a length, having to rally late to get up to even come in third. So I'm going to try to beat him. His jockey, Gerardo Corrales, is just 6 for 75 this meet. And I think number 6, True Temper, I like a little bit better. 4-1 on the morning line. Number 1, Heaven Street at 6-1 is also interesting in his first try on all weather and has hot jockey Axel Concepcion as well. So going to try to beat Fortin Hill even with that big Brisnet speed figure last out.
Really amazing how Gerardo Corrales, after the last couple of years, just tearing it up at Turfway, is like you referenced, having a cold meet this year. He's a 7-year-old, Fortin Hill is, who's never raced on synthetics. You referenced that race at 6 furlongs. His lone win at 6 furlongs over the last 5 years is over Indiana bred. So he, in my mind, he's definitely better at 6.5 or 7 furlongs. I like that fade. Good luck with it.
All right. Yeah. Good luck to you too. And Happy New Year. Here's hoping in 2024 we have even better ROIs and win percentages. I think you already had a good year. I could use some improvement.
You did too. You came on strong late. I wish Snead had gotten up for you yet last weekend, but it
Yeah.
was still good pick against the favorite.
All right. Well, Happy New Year from TwinSpires, and we'll be back in 2024 with more best bets and fades.